This video is a response to Miss Soul's language tag survey that she posted back in January. My native language is English. My first language learning experience was back in elementary school. I was in a bilingual Spanish and English immersion program from age 7 to age 12. We did a lot of singing, we did a lot of dancing, we did a lot of cultural activities, but there was definitely a high content of Spanish language use as well. So from the very beginning, my language learning has been based around wanting to communicate with my friends or keep in touch with my friends. In elementary school, I started the bilingual program because a lot of my friends transferred into it, and I wanted to stay in class with my friends. In middle school, I wanted a more challenging language, so I started Japanese, and I've made a lot of friends, but the language is definitely just as challenging as I thought it would be. Starting in college, I realized I really like languages. 2 years ago, I had the opportunity to go to China, where I foolishly thought I would be able to use my kanji in China and be able to read everything. That is not true whatsoever. So after I got back, I decided to start studying Chinese, and I made a lot of really cool Chinese friends, and I continue to practice Chinese with them. I started German because my dad's work has ties to Germany, and so I thought that was a language I could use. I started Korean because I had friends asking me why I was studying Chinese and Japanese but not Korean. I have just barely started learning Arabic and Chinagwawa. Chinagwawa is relatively difficult because I'm not taking a class. Arabic is a little bit easier because I have some Arabic friends to practice with, but I wouldn't say I'm even remotely conversational yet. I'm shy by nature, so that makes it more intimidating for me to speak for the first time, but I'm also obsessed with language learning, so I'm also eager to practice my language use, so that kind of balances out a little bit. I'm also obsessive and a bit of a perfectionist, so I never think I'm fully fluent, so I always want to study more. This is a really hard question for me. I'm biased. I like the classroom, but I'm getting to the point where my love of languages means I can no longer afford the classroom. I do like the pace. I do like the fact that I'm learning on my own and that I'm not stuck reviewing something while the rest of the class is, working on the alphabet. I wouldn't say I'm entirely self-taught because I do better when I have a native speaker to talk to and practice with. Maybe I'm in between. I'm in not the classroom and not self-taught, but in the tutoring range, I guess, because I really feel that's most effective for me. This depends on the language. There are some languages where I can say, yes, for Korean, I like talktomeinkorean.com and Hello Korean, but it's going to be different for every language because I don't think a series is going to be perfect for every language. For Arabic, I know it's a different system. For Japanese, it's definitely a series of 5 or 6 books. For Chinese, it's a very specific textbook. It just depends. What I do think really helps is having a native speaker who's willing to answer any questions you have, who's willing to help you with your pronunciation and everyday conversation. I would say about 30 hours a week. That's heavily biased towards Japanese and Chinese, where I have classroom instruction. My short-term goals are to have fun, to learn a new language, and to become conversational. My long-term goal would be to become more fluent, to be able to travel to the countries or the areas where the language is spoken and be able to interact and make new friends. I don't think I can pick just one. I would say this week it has to be Korean, but that's only because right now I'm meeting with my Korean friends and I have a brand new textbook to study with, and so it's the most new and exciting to me. But last week it was definitely Arabic because I had my first session with my Arabic friend and learning the alphabet. And so that was really exciting. But I don't think I can pick just one. I would say language learning in general is my favorite. I plan on doing Vietnamese and Thai, and that I'm interested in Quileute and Chinagwawa. Irish Gaelic is also on my list. I don't think I'm qualified to give advice. I would say study a little bit every day, make it fun. And if you have an off day, it's not a big deal. Just make sure you do something the next day. Passive learning is okay when you're not having a great day. So find some music or some TV. That way, even if you don't feel like sitting down with the grammar textbook, you're still learning something about the language. I tag Dep Frico, Anna, Briston, Baj, Kemushi-chan, PDR-san, and Mikeda. I'm really interested to hear about your language learning experiences, and I hope you guys make responses. Talk to you all next time. Bye!